you have a flood insurance policy, you need to know what is covered in that flood insurance policy. And it's pretty straightforward from the National Flood Insurance Program. So the first thing you go to is you go to dwelling. You just search Google for dwelling form. If you click this, it pulls up the FEMA dwelling form for the National Flood Insurance Program. I called a claim rep and walked through it with them for a claim that we had this week. And I'm like, this is super helpful. You just go to Google, type in dwelling form, and you pull up the full policy and you can read it yourself. The main thing that you want to go through is the coverage items that are included for flood coverage, which is on page 7 of this PDF. You will see right here, there are 17 items that are listed. This is what's included as building, or what's included under your flood insurance policy as building, not contents, but building. So this is what the flood insurance policy will pay for. And I'm going to start here at the bottom because this is one that people will start with first. Cleanup. Okay, cleanup's covered. Okay, get that out of the way. Subject to your deductible, of course, or all these things. But these items are what's covered. If it's not listed here, it's not covered. Central air, cisterns or water, drywall in the ceilings and the basement, the cost to nail it, unfinished and floated, not taped. So if you have a finished basement, the flood policy will pay for the drywall to go back up and be nailed and stuff, but it will not pay for it to be taped or like textured or painted. Okay. Electrical junction box, circuit breaker boxes, outlets and switches, elevators, not many people have those. Fuel, not many people have fuel in their basement. Furnaces and hot water heaters, those get damaged with flood, right? Heat pumps related to your air conditioning system, non-flammable insulation in the basement. So drywall insulation, your appliances related to your furnace and air conditioner are covered. Okay, pumps and tanks, stairwells and staircases. So the wood on there, you're noticing right now flooring is not on here. So if you have concrete floor in your basement, well, nothing's real typically going to happen to the concrete floor. But if you've got carpet, pad, tile, and that has to get replaced, it's not listed as covered by the flood insurance program. The flood insurance program is supposed to make your home inhabitable. It's not going to return it to its condition that it was prior to the loss if it was super nicely finished, etc. It's basic coverage. Water softeners, well water tanks and pumps, utility connections, footings, foundation, post pilings, cleanup. Okay, one other item that I want to identify right here is air conditioning units, washers and dryers, and food freezers, other than walk-in, and food in your freezer. So if your freezer's plugged in the basement, it's full of food, they're going to cover that as contents. Washer and dryer, they're going to cover. Portable air or window air conditioning, those are covered for personal property. Okay, this coverage B, you can read that here. It's also on page 7. Carpet is considered personal property. Flooring, clothes washers, dryers, food freezers, that's all covered as personal property. It is not covered as building. So on a flood insurance policy, I'll show you on there. Okay, on a flood insurance policy, I brought this over here so you can see it. And I blacked out some information for this customer. You'll see right here, the address is listed here, the insurance company here. This is a standard flood insurance declaration page. Down here it says building and contents. Right here, there is building coverage of $250,000 subject to a $10,000 deductible, but no contents coverage. No deductible for that. So that's not included. Only the building is covered. And the building is these first 17 items. The contents is over here. That's the carpet, personal property, beds, clothing, etc. in your basement. Food in the freezers, things like that is covered as personal property. But in this person's case, if they had personal property in their basement, it's not covered. Only these 17 items are. And you can find this form yourself. Go on Google, type in dwelling form, and you can find it on page 7 of the PDF. Super helpful, and just helps clear up a lot of things in your mind on what is covered by a flood policy, is it enough, and how to read it. So enjoy.